там є та сама. Там з правої сторони такий червоний кирпичний красивий дом. Їхати не бажано.
This is no go.
Okay.
We can go here.
Yes.
This is Peter territory.
All Peter now.
Well, yeah,
That's our spot.
the guys. Sorry, the guys said that our last final positions are somewhere right here.
Там 300 чи там люди просто?
Там цивільні.
А, ви цивільних евакуюєте. Ну, а є з ними якось зв'язок, мабуть, немає.
Is there any way to contact these civilians?
Вони просто спустилися.
Ignat is the only way. Ignat has talked to them last night at least. At least last night.
Can we talk with them today?
If we have Starlink.
А, госпітальєри ви, да?
Да.
On hospitalier. Я на зворення.
Plus.
Плюс.
He just came back from positions.
Док, ми тут зустріли волонтери, госпітальєри. Вони цивільних хочуть забрати. До речі, Starlink тут є. Якщо вам треба Starlink, то тут є поряд Starlink.
Дякую.
It's not for you though. But they're waiting for us at a higher point. I'm gonna speak with the commander and gonna discuss things more locally.
What higher point into the city?
Може вони завезуть
city,
обід?
Okay.
Sprinkle this way.
There's Peter's over here.
So, make a left. Don't look at the Peters, look at the road. Сейчас покажем карту. Put it next to the garage.
Just back it in.
Yeah. Show me the picture of the star.
Yeah.
Вот. Есть магазин. Вот.
Just east of that today.
No, not possible.
No?
Possible speeder is here. After this road, it's all enemy territory.
Our front line is here, so
Скажи такую вещь.
Да.
Британец и канадец вчера
Не было.
не было. Никого,
У
да?
нас не было, да.
А вчера какой-то джип раскуяли.
Did they have a Jeep?
Возле дома.
They had a black Land Rover Discovery.
Да, джип.
Was it in the evening?
It was yesterday morning. They left Kramatorsk around 7:30 in the morning.
Утром some jeep in the evening came onto positions and they got fucked.
Was it Chorne?
They don't know.
Okay. Because nobody's seen them since. But I finished my cigarette and we fuck off.
Yeah. Let's not sit here for too long.
What a shame. What a shame. I'm just hospitalier volunteer. I wish I could give you Heimar javelin, but all I can give you is cigarette and.
I'm really grateful for what you're doing, and let the God save you, and you come back home
God bless you all.
uninjured. And
You as well.
so,
You
God
as
bless
well.
you and have a good and long life.
Somebody wrote me a message and reminded me that it's been 2 years today since I got blown up. Over there is Russia. Recently on the BBC, a documentary came out called Hell Jumpers.
It was about the death of Chris Parry, about the life of Chris Parry. He mentioned Andrew Bagshaw was with him when he died. I partook in that BBC documentary, as did a lot of people I know. I've recently watched it. If you're British, you can watch on BBC iPlayer. You can watch Hell Jumper. And I got to say, it was really painful to watch. It was really enlightening to watch. Andrew and Chris were executed by Wagner in Soledar, January 6th. August 6th, 2022, I got blown up. I drove over 2 anti-personnel mines in Soledar, evacuating civilians the same way they were killed. A job that I increasingly questioned the value of it. But I was making good content. How disgusting does that sound? I bought 1 diesel generator for 1st Armoured Brigade. I had a goal to maybe buy 10 for Christmas. And I ruthlessly filmed all of our work and I published it. And money came, and all kinds of bullshit about you're a hero, you're amazing, all of this. And yeah, I made money off the backs of civilians through donations to buy generators for stabilization points, and increasingly for soldiers, for offensive capabilities. And I questioned every day, why do we do this? Old people, alcoholics, poor, degenerates, good people too. I'm not God, I don't judge. But I increasingly question the value of it. Good, smart people like Andrew Bagshaw, like a PhD, a geneticist, Chris Parry, a running coach who I never actually met, but everybody says he was amazing, and I have no doubt he was amazing. Yeah, I did civilian evacs for the army. That's why I did it. And those boys are dead now. You don't really hear about this in the media in Vovchansk. It's rumored, not confirmed, but where there's smoke, there's often fire. Over 10 civilian volunteers, Ukrainian volunteers, have died in Vovchansk trying to evacuate civilians. It's different now. We've got FPVs. And this came from other people, not me. 2022 was almost fun. There was no FPVs, Mavics were learning to be used, and it was artillery. And you could pretty much time them. And you could move about almost seamlessly in the gray zone, depending how many guns Russia had. When they had a lot, it got a bit more difficult. When it's 81s and 120s mortars, it got a bit more difficult. But you could pretty much time it. Over 10 civilian volunteers, if that's true, in Vovchansk, but they don't matter because they're Ukrainian, right? They're not British heroes like Chris. No disrespect to Chris, but that's just the way the world works. Yeah, I was doing civilian evacs. 2 years ago to this day, I got blown up in a minefield. The glass flew through my tympanic membrane and lodged into the right of my brain. I couldn't walk straight for about 5-10 days there afterwards. Speech impediment, memory problems. It took me 5 weeks to fully be dismissed from hospital. About 5 weeks ago, I had an MRI 4 or 5 weeks ago on my brain. I would have had one 2 months ago, but I showed up a day late. I forgot an appointment for an MRI. It's kind of important. My MRI results have revealed from my cerebellum to my medullum on the right hand side, there's a section, who's how to say how big, it's dead. There's no neural function. Right. So I'm waiting now for a referral to become a patient at the Karolinska Institute. in Stockholm, one of the best neurological facilities in the world. But meanwhile, I gotta live with this shit. Yeah, meanwhile, I've got to live with this shit. Is it brain damage? Is it PTSD? The doctors have already ruled out depression, which is good. But I have better days than others. I have worse days. You know, some days I make it harder on myself. And I don't have a friend in the world in Stockholm. That's the truth. Except this dog right below me here. Yeah, 2 years ago today, I did a job that I didn't believe in, but I did it for another purpose. And I built a social media platform around doing something that I did not believe. Good young people like Chris, smart people like Andrew, risking their lives. A PhD scientist from a Kiwi scientist who worked in Cambridge, risking his life for alcoholics, for the dredges of society. Yeah, but who am I to judge? Who am I to judge? A life is a life is a life. And I don't know what they thought, but it didn't appear they made that distinction. I remember we got 9 people out, 3 or 4 kids, and I was scared to go the S pattern around the mine to the Russian side of Soledar. Victor drove in the lead with Philip, and I followed. 9 people out, and I held them behind a wall longer than I needed to, under mortar, with a company of 36th Brigade advancing. We were in between. And the reason I held them there is because I didn't want to drive lead out of the minefield to the S pattern again. 3 kids in the back, maybe 4. I don't remember. I remember one of them. Do you know one of the kids that we took out? Maybe the middle-aged kid. He beat the dog. When we went there in the cellar to get them at their house, they didn't bring their dog. They left their dog. And he hit the dog. But he's a child of God. Yeah. What kind of human being beats an animal? What kind of man does a child grow up to be that abuses animals? Did his father teach him that? The scaredest I've ever been is scared that I won't do my job. Scared that I'll let my friends down. Not scared of death, not scared of dismemberment, not scared of the fucking Russian border. Scared that I wouldn't go back in. That I'd drive out to the 300 point, to the evacuation point, and that I wouldn't drive back in. And that fear would paralyze me inside, that I couldn't take my foot off the pedal, and I just drove forward. And I've done that many times. And I have done many things. I am not, like people say, a frontline soldier. I work 300 points. I haven't been to 0 5 times, 6 times in my life. I fired a rifle twice. Yeah, so I'm not an actual combat soldier. Things would be pretty fucked up if somebody working a 300 point had to become a combat soldier. There's nothing I've done with the army. I haven't fought in a trench, but I'm quite confident to guess it's not as scary as running around the gray zone looking for stupid civilians. But it's not those children's fault that their parents are stupid. Hopefully they live, we get them out, and they don't grow up to be stupid. that's the way I feel about it. So it's 2 years today. For what it's worth, I've tried my absolute hardest in every aspect. And some days I could do better than others. Some days I don't try my best. Some days I look in the mirror and I say, you know, there's more you could have done. A lot more. But I think most days is pretty good. Whether you believe it or not, I have never told you a lie on my social media platforms. I have never lied once. Do I always tell the truth or the complete truth? No. That's my burden. And if I were to tell the complete truth, I think sometimes I would endanger people, and I have endangered people. I deeply regret that. I would quickly run out of friends. So it's the burden of truth, the burden of knowledge. I don't know why people like me or trust me. I don't have the biggest platform, not the most effective, but it's been pretty damn good. It's one of the best of all the foreigners that I know. That's a fact. Of the good that it's achieved, of the money it's raised, of the mainstream media opportunities it's opened up. Because of you, people who share on other platforms, on Reddit, on Twitter, on Discord, on all these other things that I don't have and I can't deal with. And every month something good comes of it. Something like a sum greater than its parts. Something worth more than its parts, yes. I'm very grateful to all of you. And another truth, it greatly bothers and it greatly disturbs my ego. I recently briefly talked with an American female medical volunteer who is a friend of mine. We had a few rough patches. I can certainly take the blame for most of it. And they said, pretty sad that you have to go on social media to get tourniquets. And maybe I should do more. And I wrote them and I said, you know, like, as a shit-hot nurse, on the busiest of days, you could save 10 lives. But that person that they think you are online, which is not the truth, I'm not saying good or bad, that person is someone they are desperate to give money to, more than me, if only they would play the game. You could save 10 lives with all your education, all your experience, but maybe over the run of a month, the person they think you are on the internet, that could indirectly save 100 lives with tourniquets, with other medical supplies. I've seen it, people begging to give this person stuff. Could your training soldiers how to use an IFAC, how to do tactical medicine over the run of a war, could that save 1,000 lives? Could your social media save 5,000 lives? I don't know. But what I said, it bothers my ego. Not because I have a bigger following, and I think that if I ever achieved a bigger following, it would bother my ego more, because I'm an influencer. I've become quite proficient at my job, especially over the months in Kherson, fine-tuned many things over time, experience that you cannot buy, that paramedics in this country or Sweden or 20 years, they would never see those things. If I want to be known for something, because I'm a man, I've got these, it's not to be an influencer. But every month, shit happens, cars come in, generators, eco-flows, thermal vision that blow their fucking heads off so they can't hurt our guys. And when I see that result, keep doing what you're doing, kid. So it's the second anniversary today that I went boom, and I joke, part of my medulla is dead. And sometimes I have to remove myself from situations in Sweden from people because they might come into physical harm. You know, I just don't know. It was worth it. I say that was the best thing that ever happened to me. Best thing I ever did for Ukraine 2 years ago today. I got blown up. So some of you know who I am. And then I went back. And people tend to trust me. And I do not lie. But if I told the whole truth, I don't think that would be helpful either. But anyway, happy 2nd anniversary. Idę nahue! Suka pedare! Jo, massa. Kom. Slava Ukraine, massa. Rosyjska soldaty w Ukrainie.
There is a father,
Yeah.
a mother, and kids. And the mother and the kids are like, oh, we want to leave. But then their father comes into the picture and is like, we're staying. And everybody's like, oh, no, we're staying. What do you think we can do about that? Other than shooting the father in the kneecap.
Ask him.
Taking him out as
He already knows the rape stories, yes?
I don't know, maybe. We should take your car. There's a big family there.
Where's the big family?
2 kilometers that way.
2 kilometers that way?
He tried to convince me. He failed. Let's go, the 3 of us.
The 3 of us?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go, the 3 of us.
All 3. But you sit in the front. You sit in the front and
I'll sit in the
prema prava leva.
There is mines and there is leaves, Afghanian leaves mine. So we have to go through the rails. Well, not the rails. Like the car already went through.
Yeah, we need to follow exactly where the car went.
Yeah, we have to.
You have to give somebody the keys to our cars in case we don't come back. I'm not being dramatic. Let's self-fill up.
Все, ребята, давайте.
Добре. Все буде хорошо. You want to wear a helmet? A soldier.
Thank you.
You будь ласка. Babushka?
Бабушка!
Come with me. Добре. Just go, run. Давай, давай. Here. Yeah, you are.
Заходите.
One more second. Hold on. Korva? Korva? Yeah, okay. No, I show you. There's 15 people and 2 volunteers. Okay.